Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm going to be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of April 2020. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings this month, I'm going to be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. For clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And then Capricorn, I'm going to end your reading with a Chakra Oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020. Now, you may notice that I do read jumper cards, which means sometimes you will notice as I shuffle, cards will literally fly out of the deck or they will flip over. Those are the cards that I choose to read because I believe that those cards have some significance, and so those are the ones that I choose to focus on in the reading. So, okay. So it looks like you're going to be doing a lot of things, I want to say by yourself, Capricorn. Let's pull one more card because I am feeling like we need one more to see how things are going to kick off your April as it relates to your money. There we go. All right, Capricorn. Now, the reason why I say I think you're going to be doing stuff solo on your own, you're really taking a step back from, I want to say, like group projects, collaborations, partnerships. Now, this is something as it relates to your money. So it could be either in a professional or a personal way. But whatever the case may be, you are going to really be kind of withdrawing yourself from certain situations, certain circumstances, even certain relationships and environments as it relates to your income. Now, the reason why I say that is because some of the cards that we have in the reverse here, they're really all about you kind of doing your own thing, going your own way, and really kind of setting yourself up to kind of do something either different than what you're currently doing, or you're going to really amplify what you're currently doing because, you know, things are very, very kind of chaotic right now. And so a lot of us are really starting to reevaluate our skills, our abilities, our options, our opportunities. And Capricorn, that's really what you're going to be focusing on this first week of April. We have the Queen of Pentacles upright. Again, we talked about these three in the reverse. We have the Three of Pentacles, Justice, and the Two of Wands in the reverse. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Four of Cups in the reverse position. Now, this is actually very good because this is something that you are in control of, Capricorn. This is not something that's being forced upon you. However, there are certain parts of the circumstances that you can't control. The decision that you're making to kind of go your own way, you know, clear your own path, that is something that you totally have decided to do and you're taking full 100% responsibility for. Now, the Queen of Pentacles here, this tells me that you're going to be doing a lot of studying. This could be something related to education, but it may not necessarily be. It could just be that, you know, you're really paying attention to your accounts, your finances, trends, the news, business reports, things like that, because you're really curious about what you can do and all of the options that are available. Now, we also have the Three of Pentacles here in reverse. This means that, again, People do notice you for what you're doing, but you're just not interested in really working with anybody else at this time. You're not interested in, really taking on new clients. You're not interested in, establishing new projects or new connections at this time. Not because they're not worthy or they're not valid, but it's more like because you're just not, it's like you really kind of need to go within right now, and you really need to protect your own interests. And that's what you're going to be focusing on this first week of April. Now we also have the Justice card in the reverse. This means that there's going to be some decisions affecting you. And the interesting thing is that you have no control over these decisions or the outcomes. Now, this makes a lot of sense considering kind of what we're going through right now with all the changes, especially the environmental changes, things as it relates to, the virus that's going around. But there's some decisions that are going to be made that kind of affect you either indirectly or in a way that is just not something that you expected, or something that you just don't want to deal with. Now, it doesn't mean that this is a negative situation. Remember, with every situation comes with it the seed of an opportunity. So while this may be a challenging time, it's still something that you are going to be able to benefit from, and something that you are able to really kind of establish yourself. Now we also have the Two of Wands here in the reverse position. This means that you're not really taking into account the future at this time. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's like you're focused on the here and now, and you're focused on the present moment, the present situation, and the present circumstances. And I apologize if you hear that clinking in the background. It's my dog eating her food, and her collar kind of clinks against her ceramic food dish, so I do apologize for that. So we do have the 10 of Pentacles in the upright position. Again, this means that you're not going to be alone. However, you are going to be withdrawing yourself temporarily. Now, the good thing about this is that even though you're working by yourself, you still have connections and you still have people around you who are willing to support you or really willing to pay attention to what you're doing. Even though you don't have a direct working relationship with those particular people, it doesn't mean that you don't have support. It doesn't mean that you don't have, input or feedback from people you trust. And it also means that there's probably some people around you who are kind of doing the same thing that you're doing, and so you kind of will have a camaraderie as it relates to that. So just know that even though you're working alone, you're technically not alone unless you choose to be. Now we also have the Four of Cups here. This is all about options. Again, you're going to have a lot of options and ideas that are going to be coming your way, Capricorn, but you're making the distinction to specifically not pursue these opportunities and not pursue these options because you really want to do your own thing. You're really trying to get yourself stable. You're trying to get yourself grounded and rooted into something that you can eventually turn into a long-term thing. However, you're just not willing to be distracted by taking on too many things right now. All right, what else do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn. By the time we move into the middle of April, things are going to actually really be coming together for you in a surprisingly, really good, positive way. We've got the Two of Cups here in the reverse. We also have the Seven of Cups upright. Ace of Wands upright, Ten of Wands reverse, and then we have the Judgment card in the upright position. Now the Two of Cups in the reverse tells me that, again, I'm just getting more confirmation that you are going to be separating yourself from, maybe some professional relationships, maybe even a personal relationship at this time. Again, it's not something that's got a negative undertone to it, but this is something that you need to do in order to really advance yourself and really move forward professionally, and also to kind of take your money and your income to that next level. You just don't need the distractions right now. And also you really don't need interference from other people. And so just because you do have maybe some separation going on, just know that it's because you're the one making the decision to do the separating. It's not that someone is leaving you or someone is breaking up with you or someone is letting you go. But Capricorn, you're the one in control here. You're the one deciding, okay, I don't want to be connected to this or that or this person or that person because I am focused on one thing right now. And that's pretty much growing your income, increasing your skills, advancing in your career, all those things that are professionally moving you forward. Now we also have the Seven of Cups here again. We talked about this in that first week of April. You're going to have a lot of options being presented to you. Some of them will be very attractive, some of them maybe not so much. But this is not something to really stress about or be worried about, because you are the one making the decisions. You are the one that is in control. So the good thing is that, it's nice to have options. It's nice to have choices, but you're really choosing to not be distracted. And I think that's going to serve you well, especially as we move throughout the month of April. You're really going to see that most of the things coming your way, while they're not bad, they're just more distracting, and they are not necessarily adding to your overall financial, picture right now. It's more about things just kind of, it's like things that are interesting, but they're not essential. Okay, so you have to really be careful as far as, what you're looking at and what you're deciding to really invest your time, your money, and your attention into. Now we have the Ace of Rods here. This means that you are going to be starting something new as it relates to work. This is very exciting because I think this is something you've been working towards for quite a while. And because of the current situations, you're going to have an opportunity. This opportunity is not only going to bring more money into your life, but it's also going to bring with it more responsibility. And I say that because we've got the Ten of Wands right next to it. But you're going to have more responsibility, and you're also going to notice that it's going to take a lot more of your time, a lot more of your efforts. But this is something that you've kind of been expecting. So it's not going to be a surprise. But the good thing is that there is something new as it relates to your income and as it relates to your money, and it's definitely on the way, and you should probably start seeing signs of it mid-April. Again, we talked about the Ten of Wands in the reverse position. Now, the cool thing about this being in the reverse position is that it means you're not getting overwhelmed, you're not taking on too much, and you're being very methodical as far as, what you decide to pursue. Now, this is something that you may have struggled with in the past, where you've just kind of said yes to everything because it sounded good. Now you're being a lot more discerning. You're not allowing yourself to get overwhelmed or weighted down by the unnecessary. You're really focusing on what truly is going to benefit you, not only short term, but also long term. So that means, you are going to say no to some things, but it's also about you having really strong boundaries in place, both personally and professionally, and you not allowing yourself to kind of be pulled in so many different directions. Now, the good thing that we see here is the Judgment card in the upright position. The Judgment card in the upright position means that you're really going to be going into a whole new phase of life. And I think this is very important as it relates to money, because sometimes when you start making more money, or if you want to start making more money, or if you want to advance in your work and in your career, you really have to understand that it is a new phase of life. You really have to change the way you think, the way you behave, and the decisions that you make are more about coming from a new mindset. And it's really coming into a new level of thinking. And I think that's something that you've been kind of advancing towards, Capricorn. You've really been learning exactly what it is that you want, how you want to create your life, and what you want, you know, your money flow to look like, not only presently, but also in the future. So just know that, you know, you're going to be making some new decisions. You're going to be having some new thoughts and new ideas, and it's going to be serving you both professionally and personally. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and clarify and see what else is happening throughout the rest of the month. Wow. All right, what else do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? I see a card that flipped over. There we go. All right, Capricorn. Now, the cool thing is you're processing a lot of information. You're really, it's like you're taking notes, you're studying, you're learning more, you're being very meticulous about information that's coming through. However, just know that you're not going to know everything you need to know right away, okay? And I say that because I see this moon here, but we'll get to that in a sec. Now, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, remember, we saw her. She was the first card that came out of the deck. So that tells me, again, you're educating yourself, you're learning, you're being very, very studious about your money, about your finances, about your career, about your work, and about your business. There are things that you don't know, but that's not holding you back. You're making the decision and the commitment to learn what you need to know in order to get things done and in order to be at that place that you're trying to get to. The good thing is you've got the Wheel of Fortune here in the upright position. By the time we move into the second half of April, you're going to see that you're going to be very, very lucky. Things are going to just start happening. Things will start turning around and shifting in your favor. And it's actually a very powerful feeling that you're going to embrace. And that's definitely going to motivate you and allow you to be a lot more disciplined as it relates to your work and as it relates to your income. Now, we have the Five of Pentacles here. You just have to be careful that you don't get too overly confident, because things are definitely going your way throughout April. You know, things are just kind of working in the right timing, in your favor. Things are just kind of happening, you know, to where you're benefiting both in little and big ways. So you have to be careful that you're just not too overly confident and that you don't kind of you know, make decisions on money that you haven't gotten yet, or kind of overspending because you think, well, things are going so well, they're just going to continue going well. Well, that could be, and it could not be. So just be very careful and use good judgment when you start making decisions, especially money decisions. Now, we have the Empress here in the reverse. This tells me again that things are probably going to be growing and starting up for you, but there is going to be something that's going to hinder the process or hold things back. Now, roughly, this is in the third week of April, so you just have to be careful. You know, it's not anything that's going to be, like I said, catastrophic or something that's going to totally sink you, but there are going to be some things getting in the way, and you just have to be prepared for that. It's not going to be a smooth process, but the process will continue to grow, and it will continue to advance, and you have to make sure that you kind of find creative solutions. You know, you're going to have to think outside of the box. You're going to have to kind of think of things and examine things from different angles and different perspectives. And when you do that, you'll see that things really start to kind of fall into place. But again, just expect that there are going to be a few snags along the way. Now, we have the Moon card in the upright position. This tells me that there's some information that you don't know yet. Now, this could be something that's deliberately being hidden from you. Or it could just be something you just don't know, or something you may not be choosing to see. Depending on your situation, excuse me, depending on your situation and your circumstances, you will figure out exactly what it is that you need to know that you don't know. It could also mean, too, that something is just not being revealed to you yet, okay? So if you have to make any type of lateral decisions, or if you have to kind of give a final answer on something, be aware that you may not have all the information you need. Or if you can hold off on making certain decisions, or if you can postpone something, exercise your power to do so. You know, you don't have to feel pressured or obligated to make a decision when you don't know the entire picture. So just know that there is something that you don't know yet, but it will be revealed to you in time. Okay, so what else do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2020? Okay, all right, Capricorn, so overall, you're going to have a really tight month for April. And when I say tight, I don't mean like you're going to be financially tight, but I mean tight in that things are actually going to come together in a very solid way for you. And I can say that by looking at this last row of cards. We have the Three of Wands reverse, Judgment reverse, and then we have King of Cups, the Lovers, and the Nine of Pentacles in the upright position. Very powerful cards, very positive cards. Like I said, it tells me that your April is going to close out very, very well. And you're going to see that money is going to be coming to you, probably in ways that you don't expect. However, the good thing is that you're going to be able to kind of clean some things up that you've kind of had dragging for a while. You know, you'll get caught up on some bills. You'll be able to put some money away in savings. And also, you're just going to have money to do something fun. You're going to have money to treat yourself and really just kind of, it's like you're really going to be able to do some, I want to say self-care, but that may not be the exact right words. But you're really just going to be able to kind of do something that really feeds your spirit and really feeds your soul. You know, something that you haven't been able to do in a while because you couldn't afford to, or you didn't want to spend the money on something. Just know that in April, this is the time for you to do that. If there's something you're passionate about that you have been putting off, just know that April, Capricorn, this is your month. This is your time to really kind of, you know, just invest in yourself, invest in the people you love, and really do things that set your soul on fire. Now, this Three of Wands here in the reverse position, this tells me again that you're not thinking of long-term plans here. And that's totally okay. You know, they say that, oh, we always have to think about the future. Well, sometimes we need to focus on the present moment. We need to look at the current circumstances and really see what's going on and how we can help ourselves. And it's okay if temporarily right now all you can think about is what's going on today. Now we have the King of Cups here. Again, this is all about emotions. It's about feeling really good. It's about being sensitive to the right things and just really embracing our feelings on every level. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging how you feel. There's nothing wrong with expressing how you feel. Just know that your feelings are very valid, and it's okay to acknowledge those feelings. And also, I think if you trust your feelings, it's really going to help you. It's really going to make you feel empowered. It's going to make you feel like you're just on the right path. You're moving in the right direction. Your feelings are validating what you're doing, okay? So just know that your feelings are very, very proficient in the sense that, you know, your feelings are kind of guiding you. That could be intuitively, but it could also be emotionally, where if something feels right, that's what you're going with. Now we have the Lovers card here. This is all about divine union, coming together with the people that we love, or coming together with the right people at the right time. This could be a romantic relationship, but in the professional aspect of what we're talking about here, this could also be where you just kind of connect with the right people, in your work. And, you start meeting people, or you start, really knowing that the person you're working with, or the person that you're partnered with in a professional or career way, that it is the right connection at that time. So just know that you are going to be drawn to people, and people are going to be drawn to you. The beginning of the month, you're kind of doing your own thing, and you're kind of doing the solo thing. But by the end of the month, people will start showing up for you. And you're going to have to trust, again, how you feel if you want to make the decision, or you want to know for sure if this really is the divine union and the divine timing. Now, we also have the Judgment card. Remember, we saw Judgment here. So again, that's all about that mindset shift and moving into a new phase of life. Because this is in the reverse position, it tells me that there could be some, maybe some thought patterns, or maybe some things that you're putting off because you're just not ready to move into a new phase of life. Even though maybe it felt good here, probably by the time we get to the end of April, you're going to feel like, okay, maybe I have to go back and work on some things. Maybe I have to reevaluate some things. Whatever it is, you're going to have to use your good judgment to figure out where exactly you are emotionally, and where exactly you are as that relates to your finances and your money. Now, we also have the Nine of Pentacles here. The Nine of Pentacles is a very positive card, one of my most favorite cards in the deck. And this is all about lavishness, luxury. And like I mentioned earlier, it's really about that self-care and you taking care of you, doing the things that bring you joy, doing the things that make you happy. So just know that you are going to have the money to do that. By the end of April, you can at least, maybe make a deposit on a vacation or something. Maybe you can start making plans to doing something that you love, or something that you want to do with your family. Just know that you really need to start taking care of yourself, and maybe even putting money aside to help you do that, because that's something you need to do on a regular basis. So overall, Capricorn, you've got a very solid month for April. You're going to be doing some work by yourself, but you also have some new projects coming through. And you also have things kind of working out in your favor as we move into the second half of the month. This is very exciting. You also have some wonderful people showing up on your behalf. And you're also going to be making some plans, hopefully, to do something that really just, sets your heart on fire, and really just kind of allows you to kind of take care of you. And something that allows you to really serve yourself, so in turn you can be in service to others. So let's go ahead and see what the Chakra Oracle card says. We have the Sacral Chakra, and it says fertility. And I find this interesting because we did have the Empress card show up in your reading. But fertility isn't only about pregnancy. It's also about, like I said, new growth, new beginnings, planting seeds. And it's also about reproduction, And when I say reproduction, I mean, making more of something that is good. Really kind of reproducing your talents, your skills in a bigger, better way. Or maybe even just reproducing your income, or growing your income, or planting the seeds so things can advance and grow in your professional and personal life. So Capricorn, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you are interested in getting a private reading, those are available. I'll have the link down in the description. All right, Capricorn, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. We'll do it again next month.